everybody. Good afternoon, Aarti. So, good to see you all here. Where is the finance team? We need to keep a close eye. They had a big potluck. So, there may be a few people going to doze off there. And where is the professional staffing team which had a potluck? Oh, the perm team had a potluck. So I think it's interesting. Huh? Finance invited me, you did not. Let's start with that. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. So we are here to talk about January. We are here to talk about January, and I would like to start off with a business update today. Just to step back, I think all of us remember the kickoff that we had. All of you were there at the kickoff? Yeah, and online as well. Most of you were here. Actually, I think all of you were here. That energy still radiates for me. I think the energy that we built at the kickoff, I think I remember it very well. I hope all of you do too, because it's important to keep that energy as we go through the first months of this year, right? So that's good. It's good that we had a great kickoff, and I really enjoyed it thoroughly. Now, yeah, let's give ourselves a round of applause for that. And I also really liked all the LinkedIn posts that came after that. Yeah, especially of all the award winners, but also everybody else who posted it. I think very good job done on the social media side of it. So, well done. I'm not going to go through the agenda, but we have a pretty full one. We'll be focused a lot today on HR and HR topics. Yeah, so please pay attention to it. It's important that you're fully aware of what Jayita and her team are going to talk about. And then finally, of course, we have a Q&A session. Quite some interesting questions again. Quite some thought-provoking questions, and we'll get to that then. So I'm going to start with general staffing. If you just look at it, I think we have had a pretty good couple of months here. So in January, I think 17 signups, pretty good signups as well. 85% of them are being billed in Q1, and also quite some payroll outsourcing, and I'll come to that subsequently. For the first time, we have signed an outsourcing deal where we manage a fleet of drivers. So we take charge of the entire operations of that, and that's the first one in, I hope, a long list of ones. Retail, logistics, and telecom, again, 150 transfers, quite some signups there. Instacart, TVS, and these places continue to be doing well. BFSI, so that's financial services, banking, also a big growth opportunity this year, and they have started well, 400, and there's quite some action going on also with the delivery team, where we have to bring in quite some associates for companies like SBOSS, SBI Payments, etc., etc. The agrochemical sector also has had a good start. I think what's nice here is PCI, where we started last year. The team here has been doing an outstanding job in servicing that client. And as they go on acquiring new companies, they're giving us all the contract associates there straight away to us. So that's also a sign of something that's going on very well. Hotel, tourism, and catering. So I think Deepu and the team, you did an outstanding job last year in doubling your business. Again, 200 net adds in January. So a big round of applause to that team. I think well done. So GS2, led by Srini. I think 5 new clients in January. Estimated headcount is 1,000 of them are going to come on board this year. So well done for that. So the sales team led by Abhishek there, good one. Himalaya Wellness, which has been a big customer of ours, is now beginning a pilot with outsourcing. We start in Kerala. If that goes well, the intention is to roll it out nationally. So again, a good start there. Finally, not finally, but Schneider Electric, good start. Quite some profiles, over 100 of them added in January, and I think up to now we are close to 300 to 400. Approximately, Avijoy, with the Schneider. 150, is it? Okay. Then I would like to talk about payrolling, but I'll come back to that. There we have signed off a payroll deal, and I'll come back to that later on. Finally, engineering services, another 500 people coming on. So there's quite some big deals that we spoke about, right? We have been speaking about getting big deals over the last couple of years, and those numbers are beginning to come in now. There's, of course, a downside here. There are some of our big customers who are also actually reducing their headcount, and that's expected in some areas, and that's happening also in manufacturing and in some of our other customers from last year. I can just pick a couple. Ola has seen a downtrend in the number of contract staffing, and Himalaya as well. We have seen a downtrend in the thing. Yeah. PS, I think PS has been it continues to be a good story. Last year we had quite a big dip with Huawei slowly but steadily taking their numbers out of India. Not from us, but in general out of India. And I think the reshift in the portfolio has helped us maintain the numbers there. So that's well done. Engineering and international outsourcing continues to do exceptionally well. There is some headwinds, mostly with our Chinese clients, where they're actually shutting down shop in India. But in general, there is an enough inflow of new clients. Oh, now I need to look there, right? The team is sitting there. They used to be here. So I think continues to do well. And finally, managed services led by Parag continues to do well, and there's quite some progress there, both from a managed services part, but also from the AGO side of the house. Perm, a bit of a mixed bag. I think if you look at non-IT, we grew by 4%, but there is a big shortfall in IT, and that was due to a lack of mandates. But I must say that over the last 6 weeks or so, there's been a substantial effort by the sales team in Perm, and also, in Perm IT, but also delivery IT, to get these demands up. And I think now we begin to see serious number of demands for us to run behind. Couple of places where we are pushing for exclusivity as well. That's beginning to work. Emphasis, DAZN, and there's an interesting part, and Hari will come back to you later on today to share how we can use the LHH databases to actually show value to our customers and seek exclusivity. I think that's something that's happening, and it's begun to happen well. That's there. And of course, the big thing for Perm is Info. Info is going to go live early March. Lots of preparation, lots of training going on, but I think the project has been managed quite tightly, but also quite efficiently up to now. And I think it all comes down to the actual implementation and the go live. And we need to really put our heads down and work hard for the next 4 to 5 weeks to make sure that the launch is perfect there. There are a few things that I would like to mention here. So, do you recognize yourself on these pictures, anybody? Come on. One is the GS delivery team led by Kenza. Can you all, I don't think there are many here, but there are many online. Let's give them a round of applause. So we have a team of 65 recruiters. In 2021, they onboarded 7,000 associates. In 2022, that 7,000 with the same team went up to 12,000. So a fantastic step up in productivity. They have now set themselves a target of doing 3,000 a month. That's what they want to do. Yeah? So I think that's a team that you don't see in the office because you don't hire GS associates in an office. They're out there in the field across the country, and they do a phenomenal job every day to ensure that we get candidates into our systems who can then go on to our customers. So great job by the GS delivery team. Well done. Then the second team I would like to talk about is the payroll outsourcing team. Are you all here? Yeah, maybe you should just quickly stand up and get a big round of applause there. Where's Ansar? Oh, oh, he's at a client place. Good, let him be there. So that team has taken a number of associates we payroll from 700 about a year ago to close to 2,200 or so now. So I think a big step up there, and it's a very well thought through team, and I think the three of them, not single-handedly but three-handedly, they do a phenomenal job in ensuring that those associates that we payroll are kept extremely satisfied, but also paid on time and paid accurately. So well done to all of you. Good job. Now, there are two other teams which I know got missed out at the kickoff. Almost every team stood up and had a round of applause. There were two teams which we missed out. Where is Shruti? Yeah, Shruti and her team were missed out. So Shruti, of course, leads the configuration team. So I think they were missed out. So also online, give a round of applause. We'll hear it here. So I think well done, Shruti and your team. I think a great job that you do every day to make sure that we configure our systems as per customer requirements. So great job, well done. The second team we missed out is the team of Julie, the process excellence team in the middle office. I think also has been instrumental in many of the changes that have been orchestrated, but also in tackling some of the biggest problems that we have every day. So also to that team, well done. I'm not sure if anyone is here from Julie's team today. Rohit is there. Good job, Rohit. And so well done. Also online. Julie, I'm assuming you're online, so well done. Now, I'd like to introduce Raj, the handsome CFO, to take us through the next thing. Look at the picture, that's why.
Can you hear me okay? All right. So in the kickoff, right, I do not know how many of you remember, we saw a few triangles. How many triangles did we see? Okay. Yeah, there were two, right? So what we will do is all our finance presentations through the year is going to stick through to those two triangles, because those 6 vertices that we see in the triangle. Okay, so those 6 triangles, 6 vertices that we see in the 2 triangles are the most important elements for running our business, right? So let's see some of those elements, right? I've tried to capture all of it in one place. Making me do too much. Okay, all right, that's good. Too many things on hand. Okay, thank you. So, so we try to simplify this chart so it's easy on the eyes and you don't get to see the typical grimly busy finance slides. So the first piece is revenue. We are targeting a revenue of 1,700 crores, which will be a 20% year-on-year growth for 23. I'm not going to talk about 22 at all because that's behind us and we'd like to look forward. Gross profit of 180 crores, which will be a 10% growth year-on-year. So that's what we have signed up to. EBITDA of 14 crores. Again, the number might look small, but it is a growth of about 20% year-on-year. And then we have a forecast of getting our DSO to 50 days average, but that's not going to be enough. So as we go through the year, we will strive to beat the forecast and the budget target. So our ambition is to get it to below 46, and I'll kind of show you in the subsequent slides on how we get there. And our endeavor is to keep the structure cost flat. So basically what happens is you grow where you have to, which means your revenue and margin, we will try to grow. And when you keep the structural cost flat, you automatically increase your EBITDA, right? So your bottom line contribution to the company. Okay, next chart. So here we see associate counts. So this is basically on the left-hand side, you see January, February, and March. And then you have the Q2 and the H2 numbers. And on the right-hand side, you have revenue. We have a steep task ahead, and I would like to draw your attention to only the January numbers, right? January, we targeted to be somewhere around 37,600 associates. We landed just above 35,500. So significantly low. As opposed to a net add that we targeted for January, we ended with a net reduction of 600 heads. So what happens here is it's just not the month, and it is not about getting to the year-end number, right? When you lose, say, 2,000 heads in 1 month, then, for example, in January, we'll have to make up 200 more heads every month in the remaining 11 months. So the earlier we achieve the target, we really loosen up the pressure in the far end of the year. So it's very important that we try to pull ahead our targets and deliver it in the first half of the year more than the second half of the year. So as I said, our year-end target is about 42,000 heads, and average year we want to be at 41,000, right? So that's what it is. And on the right-hand side, definitely the revenue implications of it. Clearly, you see the red dots under January. It's showing a shortage, right? So we really need your help to keep the momentum and push harder to get us across the line. Okay, next slide. So this is the second triangle that we saw. Here we saw that what the important elements are: the attendance and payroll, which is the input that comes to us, and then the billing, because we'll have to bill it on a timely basis. We got to get our inputs on a timely basis. And then collection. The attendance and billing, I will leave it to the front office and the middle office teams, and we will probably focus a bit on collections. Okay, next slide. So through the year, right, I'm going to, there are no numbers, but I'm going to talk a few numbers from my paper. So we plan to collect about 1,900 crores in the year. So versus a revenue of 1,700, we want to collect 1,900. Because only when you collect more will your outstanding receivables come down. That's the intent. But then that will only take us to about 50 days DSO, on an average. As I said, we want to accelerate. So we would like to push that target up, and we would aim to collect at least 2,000 crores in the year. So that way, your collection is about 10% more, and your average DSO, right? So if you look at it, the first bar on the table below, the yellow line is where the forecast is currently, and the red line is where we want to end. So when we get to the end of the year, we want to have a DSO of less than 40 days, so which means an average of the year will be about 46 days. Okay? So, so those are the key messages for us from here, right? Again, definitely need your help, and I've already seen a lot of traction around the collection. A lot of account managers, sales teams are helping us. The middle office is helping us extract old invoices, make corrections where necessary, reprocess the documents where it is needed. So I'm seeing a lot of help and traction, and I think we should keep it going for us to be able to get to the right base as we close the year. Yeah. With that, I'll wrap up and hand it over back to Kavit.
Would I get this? Okay, this year goal setting for 2023. So primarily there are two factors when we are talking about goals this year. The first one has been derived from, of course, the organizational growth priorities. And the second one is from all of your feedback that we have received through PCON and various other forms wherein we have had a connect to build a culture wherein we would like to love coming back to work every day. I'm not sure how many of you remember this slide from the kickoff, but this year when we are talking about the goals, it is not only the what part of it, but it is also the how part of it. Can any one of you help me when I say what and how? What exactly do I mean by that? Especially the how part of it, what exactly it is? Yep. Great. Any other? Take an attempt. I'm not going to penalize you. No? Sorry?
How will I go? By an auto, by a bus, by a Uber, Ola? Which route? That is the how part of it.
Well, thanks for this metaphor, Anshuman. Next time I go to Chickpet, I'll remember you. Okay, so how is basically the behaviors, the key behavior and the skills that will enable the achievement of the what part of it? So I repeat, how is the key behavior and the skill that will enable the achievement of the what part of it? And this is what this year in your goals, you will see a standardized approach across the company to build the culture that we're really looking at. Do you know how many goals do we have in that goal setting form? The first part of it? Thank you for saying this. I mean, with this silent, I thought. Are you guys sure it is 5 or 6? Anshuman, 5 or 6? 5. Sure? What about this side of the crowd? 5? Sure? Yeah, it is 5. So out of 5, the 3 goals that we will drive across the organization is your business, the financial target, or your functions relevant target that you need to drive within your respective functions and businesses. For the people managers across the organization, employee engagement and development would be the second, which is basically the how part of it. The third one is going to be client engagement and retention. So these are the 3 goals that will be common across the organization. Of course, basically the KPIs under each of these KRAs would differ depending on the role and the level that you are in the organization. The last 2 goals, it would be business specific or function specific, what you wanted to drive. The last bit of the slide, what you see, the mandatory goals. This was again a repetition from what I shared during the kickoff. During all this feedback that we have been receiving through PCON, improvement in managerial behaviors, connect with the managers, are the 2 key, or I would say common, consistent feedback that we have been receiving. Now, keeping this in mind, and also to create a culture of openness and transparency, for all people managers, this is a mandatory goal that you need to do skip level meeting, one-on-one skip level meeting every quarter. The second one is again for people managers, 5 hours of mandatory training that you need to impart to your team members. And the third one is for all of us, irrespective of whether we are people managers or not, 12 hours of self-learning through TagU. Moving on to the timelines for 2023 goal setting, you already see the timelines. So right now we are almost in the finalization stage of the goals that I had just mentioned. So you will see that we will be cascading it down now. By 8th of March, the acknowledgement. Now this is again a feedback that we have taken from each one of you, that most often we got a feedback that the employees, they do not know or they do not really agree with the goals that has been set up for themselves. So this year you will get an opportunity through the tool to acknowledge your goals. Any one of you remember in the kickoff we introduced an initiative called Learning Hour? Okay, so the first one, okay, the animation is off, okay. The first one was done by Vidya in January on the topic of embracing change and ambiguity. How many of you have attended that? Yeah, great to see the full house. We had almost 400 plus participants. Yesterday it was Roshan, which was on the conflict management resolution. How many of you attended that? Okay. Oh, thanks, Roshan, for raising your hand. In addition, how many of you have seen this email that comes from IN.HR communication on learning recommendations? Seen it? Okay, thanks, Akshat, for confirming that. Yeah, so maybe next time, click on it. So the learning recommendation, so this is again a feedback from all of you, most of you had come, that the TagU seems to be such a huge platform, and often people find it difficult how to navigate which topic to go through. So every month, the team has been sending out on certain recommended topics that could be of interest to you, so that you do not really have to navigate and find out what needs to be done or not. And this will be continuing every month. This one, does it sound familiar again from the kickoff? So we introduced this initiative on Wellness 360. So keeping up to the commitment what I made during the kickoff. The first session we did was on mental well-being. Did any one of you here attended that? Okay, there are a few hands. So yes, we did the first mental well-being webinar, which was done by Renuka, our in-house HR business partners. Again, good participation. The second one, which is actually about, again, a lot of feedback from all of you, and which has enabled us to make this a reality. MediBuddy. Have you all installed the app? Okay, have you been using it? Sorry? Oh, you didn't need to. Okay, thank you, Akshat. Great. So this is a great app, so please do make use of it. So again, there has been a lot of feedback on if we can get some support on the mental coaches, the well-being coaches, and there are a lot of specialized, I would say, therapists, counselors that's available in addition to the physical health and the various other factors that is there in the MediBuddy app. And this is not only for you, this is also extended to your family members. There is a cap to it till 4 members. So please, if you have not downloaded it, please do download it. The next one for February that is coming up is on mindful eating. I saw Vidya pointing it out to someone. I would not name who it is, but great. So this is, sorry? Sounds interesting, mindful eating? Yeah, so please do attend and let us know how it is. So yes, so every month we will continue to have sessions on different topics which addresses the wellness from complete 360 point of view. Anyone interested to know about it? I see people raising 2 hands. Okay, Preeta, over to you.
For this topic or the earlier one? Okay. Okay, I'm here again, and whenever I come here, please, background music should be money from next time onwards. Okay. So let's start this. How do I? Okay, no. I'm trying, believe me. Okay, so again, bonus for this year, and we are launching it in the platform, but Swati already said that I have 5 minutes. So I will not go through the plan. And I'll give you a plan that how you will get to know about it in more detail. But let's talk about what is the thought process behind the plan, okay? Very clearly 2 agenda. The company has to have a profitable growth, and how do we create more earning opportunity for you? That's a clear agenda for our incentive plan. And how do we do that? When you see the plan, you will clearly see the KRAs are only talking about financial target. You remember the what part of it, what just Jaita mentioned? So that is the what part of it. You will only see the KRAs are very, very linked to the what part of it, and it will ensure that Adecco India has a profitable growth for 2023. How do we create more earning opportunity for you? Again, the KRAs, when you go through the plan, you will see that it is very directly related to what you do on a daily basis. Your goals are not at a 60,000 feet. It is very much what you are expected to do on a daily basis. Let's see the plan. Okay. I have just kept at an overall level very broad roles that we every day see in our organization. Recruiters, 100% they are gold on either the number of onboarding depending on which department you belong to, and for perm, your target is earning revenue for the organization. And that's what we do every day, right, for the recruiters. Sales manager, recruitment manager, I will not go line by line, but the 20% of your incentive will depend on at an India level financial. So after we ensure that at an India level we are good, then we are saying at the 80% or the major chunk of your incentive is based on your KRA, based on your role. So either it could be a revenue, a DSO, or a GM percentage, or a productivity depending on your role. We are not leaving behind the support and the SSC function also. So we will also have the support and the SSC function, the 20% on the India financial, and the 80% on our individual KRA, what we drive daily. So that is about the plan. I know you will have a lot of questions. So what we will do next is your HR business partner will run roadshows entire next week. So do attend that. And if you have any question, please feel free to raise it and clarify it. So that's it from me. If there is any question, I'll be happy to answer at the end of the session. Thank you.
In the new avatar this time again. Is it audible? Cool, thanks. So in the new avatar this time, and I'm happy to introduce LHH once again. I just did a little bit in the town hall, but I just thought this is one more opportunity where I can a little more detailed, pictorially explain how beneficial it would be if we start synergizing actively, right? So when you look at it, I've just tried to put a very straightforward process map of what we do at LHH. So we get a mandate from a client. The mandate that we get is how many number of people are earmarked to get retrenched from their organization or misplaced from their organization. Then we get their database. We work with them. We create their CVs, which is ATS friendly, which is various other job, the codes that they use for finding CVs from the market. So we make it that friendly. We promote them on LinkedIn. We promote them on various other job boards. And then we also provide them coaching, right? Proper coaching that will help them come over the current situation that they are in and get job ready from the day one that they get hired into the new role. Now, when I look at it, then after this process is where they become ready to deploy, far more informed, and now also coached on how to attend interviews, how to crack interviews at the first go, and present themselves as far better candidates than a regular candidate pool that you will get hold of. So that's the time at which I declare that this person is ready to hit the market as a LHH certified profile, right? Now we look at the other larger businesses that we are into. We get mandates. What mandates do we get? We get vacancy mandates. And we get a job description for those vacancy mandates. After that, what is the first thing that we do? We start sourcing for profile. And when we start sourcing for profiles, do you get qualified profiles the day one or the point number one? How many in general that we source? We go screen at least, let's say, at a ratio of 1:30 or 1:40. And from there, we speak to them. We bring it down to probably a 20. We present that to our client. We bring it down to 10. And then probably out of this 10, one gets selected. But what if I told you, if we synergized, the possibility that your screening time will come down to possibility of maybe 1:2 or 1:3. Will that optimize your work? Yeah, do you think that will make life easy for you? Hey, but the good news is also there. I also get paid for doing this service. You also get paid for doing this service. Does it mean that Raj is going to be happy? Yeah, Raj? Yeah, so see, look at that. It's a 100% benefit model for us.
when we start synergizing and working together in that. Because end of the day, both of us are focusing placements. Both our focuses is placement of the candidate. And what are we doing? We're selling CVs. What are you doing? You're fitting CVs. Right? So net, somewhere, we're there together in this whole game. Right? So that's the reason why I'm saying we've already started to see. So if you look at Aarti's team, there are a few people that are already working very closely with my delivery folks. And we've seen success. We've seen that the placements are much faster. The turnaround times are much faster. And hence, the request is let's start synergizing. Right now, I have 965 profiles in software development. I have about 39 to 40 profiles in embed technology and electronic technology. Right? I've got about 64 profiles that are focusing project management, again, in the software development space. And I've got about 28 profiles in the BFSI space. So here is an email ID at the bottom, Moon, who heads my deliveries. Right? My request is, if you have a JD that has any of these skill sets that are mentioned, and if you've been struggling to find profiles, please write to Moon. And we will be more than happy to share these profiles over with you so that we are able to, like I said, A, reduce the turnaround time, B, optimize on our efforts with respect to going screening and doing all those other works, and C, make Raj happy. Right? So that's the whole idea of what I wanted to introduce. Again, I go back to that last slide that I shared during the town hall as well, which is the keywords, right? Career transitioning, like I told you, is the service which we do to help people who are displaced from their current organization find jobs. So when you are dealing with your HR Spocks, when you are dealing with your key client managers, and if you heard the words such as outplacement, workforce retrenchments, organization restructuring, and active placements, please be aware that these are the words or nomenclature that means career transitioning service is up for there, right? Similarly, when you look at it, the other service that we deliver is leadership development. So in the leadership development, it's very simple. If you hear the words assessments, if you hear the word development, either separately or together, productivity improvement, any kind of interventions that they're looking for, optimizing or improving their productivity, if they're looking at succession planning, or if they're looking at talent development as a service. So if you heard these words while you converse with them, please be sure this is also another service that we deliver. Last but not the least is the HR consulting and the advisory. Now this is something that we're trying to incubate newly into the market. So again, here we do anything under the service. This is where I requested to say, don't say no, just pick it up and bring it. We'll figure out how we can service them.
One thing, just go back. No, one thing I would like to add is I hope all the sales guys and the account managers have taken a screenshot. Why? Not recruiters, account managers and sales guys. Yeah. So I would like you to all take a snapshot of this screen because you know what we have. And if you can talk to your customers and see if there are those requirements which may not be with us yet, mandates, talk to them about it and try if we can place these people. Because in this list is 1,000 people. How many did we place last year, Aarti? Totally. IT. So this list has more qualified candidates than we placed in our entirety last year. So I really would like Pankaj and his team, but all the sales guys and their teams, but also all the account managers to know what this is so we can go and aggressively sell it to our customers. So I think that's a great way of actually enabling business and collaborating with LHH.
Thank you. So HR practices, like I said, bring anything under the sun that is having the word human resources. We will design a solution and make sure we deliver it to the client. So that's the whole thing. Any questions I'm open to take right now because I still have about 2 minutes left in the allocated time. Otherwise, of course, there's always a Q&A. All right, thank you then.
Over to you, Jay.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Happy Friday to you guys. So quickly, okay, there are three topics that I'm going to talk about. One is on the clean desk piece. There is a lot of communication that has already been sent through Marcom. I hope you have not shift deleted. It's important. I thought it's important that I make time to educate you why it is important. How many of you are aware that we are going through this ISO certification? Not many? Why do you think we are taking that certification? Why are we going through that process? Anyone wants to answer? People want to listen to you.
It's for our client data and associate data. We should keep it in a secure way so that doesn't get leaked.
Fantastic, right? That's one of the key reasons, and also to look at the processes where we are processing client information, associate information in a secured manner. As we work, right, on our workspaces across this bay and that bay, the other side, there's a lot of associate client, potential client information that's made available. There has been communication. We've been communicating for the last 6 months or so, but we still see instances. In fact, I was just sitting right next to Raj there, and I found a CV there lying on the desk. It's important that we store our associate potential candidate information in a secured manner. When you get onboarded, there is a training conducted how you have to safely store information. OneDrive, there was an initiative driven by IT to ensure that we safeguard the client information and associate information. So what we're doing right now, we're going to do a drive in the next few weeks, and this is going to be only possible if you cooperate and help us in this journey, okay? Especially the SSE space. In fact, I already force nominated Aslam for SSE space. The reason being there are a lot of printers there in the SSE space, and I always find client information. And thanks to my boss, Arnab goes around the space and he keeps sending me screenshots of information that's lying on desk. Okay? Would you want your CV to be made available, easily accessible on people's desk? You want your payslips to be available? Absolutely not, right? So let's ensure that we don't print first. Okay? So what I'm going to do in partnership with the IT team, we're going to disable access of printers for many users. There are a lot of people who have access to the printer. So what we're going to do is disable access. Only if there is a need, that's when you will print. Good deal? Right? One way, but for whatever information that's already been printed and it's lying unattended, we're going to do a cleanup drive in the next couple of weeks. Okay? So that way, we don't have any information, either ours, clients, or associates information lying available. Okay? And the other thing that we're also doing, the next piece that I'm going to talk about, there are two other topics. That's on the location as well as the seat optimization. Seat optimization is a hot topic, but let me first start with the location update. What we're doing in this location piece is we want to ensure the experience that we provide to our colleagues at different location is good, as great as what it is in the corporate office. When you walk in to a branch, either in Lucknow or Delhi or Mumbai, it has to be a unique experience. It should not be Bangalore is different, Mumbai is different. So what we're doing is we're scouting for locations where there are potential business that we might get in some of the states. We're going to open a experience center. Instead of calling it as a branch, an experience center where the clients, the associates, even colleagues who come to the experience center have a great time. You know, they get information, they get quick assistance in case if an associate walks in to an experience center, they get help on their PF-related queries. If a candidate comes for an interview, they have a great experience. And that's where we also realized that that's a potential for us to improve our reviews on Google. How many of you have checked Google for our reviews on Adeco India? How is it? 5? Right? It's a potential, right? It's something, we know that we're doing a fantastic job, but it's not getting accounted for. A lot of times people only complain about PF, but the fantastic job Alexia and team have done over a period of last 1+ years, if you see now, the comments have gone down. Rarely you will find escalations of people complaining of Provident Fund, right? That's a great work done by them. So when the candidate walks in, the potential candidate walks in, we can actually ask them to, take a review on Google, and that's how we can improve our experience. So those are things that we are planning out and improving the experience for our colleagues at the branches. So what we have done, since it's a similar state of affairs of what it is in Bangalore, where a lot of files are lying unattended, there were a lot of letterheads. We did a video visit, me, Vidya, Jayita, did a video visit for quite a few branches. Lucknow, we did experience in person. We found a lot of information lying around. So we're working with the admin team and getting all the files that are there at the branches, and we will scrutinize and accordingly discard it if required. So going forward, we will not use our conference rooms as a dumping center because there are quite a few places in the branches. We found that files are being dumped in conference rooms and there is space shortage. Ideally, there's no space shortage, but it's used as a dumping zone. So that's going to be taken care of. And then the last piece, seat optimization, especially for the Bangalore folks. First, Chennai folks, fantastic job. Thanks to Vanita, Srikant, especially the guys who are, and Zadok and Mr. AB who likes to play a dual role of being in Bangalore and Chennai, and thanks to their feedback, what we have done is we have 2 floors, one in the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor. That's how we operate in Chennai. So what we have done to ensure that the place is optimally utilized, we've moved all our colleagues to the 3rd floor so that we can collaborate more, have good fun together instead of, what we found is there are few people sitting on the 2nd floor and they're completely disconnected, and then 3rd floor, there are few people. So we want everyone to come together and collaborate, share learnings, and that's when we can win as an organization. So that was Chennai update. What we have done in Bangalore, okay, just for numbers, there are about 440 seats that are available in Bangalore. Out of 440, on an average, even on the best of the days when Vidya is here, only 360 get utilized. That means we have about 70+ seats which are unutilized, okay? And as we plan to ramp up, the FinOps team is ramping up, and there's a lot of growth plans for the year and years to come. To ensure that we are optimally utilize the space, what we have done is we've spoken to the leadership team and we've segregated the space in such a way that side of the bay is professional staffing and this side of the bay is perm, and Aarti has to throw a party for that because I've ensured Saju is right outside our cabin. So the reason why we have done this is because there are quite a few vacant spaces in pockets, right? If you occupy all this space, and if there is a space constraint, if there is anything, there is enough space for us to utilize. So the question about space, there's enough space. I know it's not easy for us to move from our comfort zone, and that's the reason we started off with the leadership session by Vidya on change. How do we, embrace change? That is important because end of the day, you're under one roof, right? You're just moving around. And the other thing that I wanted to share is because there were quite a few colleagues of ours who were sitting in conference room and working. It's not a right space for them to sit and work. So that's why we've got them back on the floor, okay? I know I'm running out of time, but that's about it. If there are any questions, you can reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, over the next 10 minutes, we are going to talk about build together. That's something which we as a senior leadership team attended back in Mexico. Going touch a little bit on the open talent economy and 2026. What's the ambition of Pontoon as a whole, and what's the operational priorities for 2023 in line with simplify, execute, and grow. And we have some sales updates over here. So that's what I'm going to cover in the next. All right. Now, build together. This is 2023, the first week of Feb. The entire leadership team of Pontoon, and also with the SBUs and GSMO folks, everybody were in Mexico. We had a total of around 90 plus people attended across all Pontoon locations, and we also had very senior representations from Accoders, from LHH, and also senior Adico folks coming from the GSMO side. So it was some great hands together and minds together on how do we operate together as a team. That's the build together agenda which we had for 2023. Now, what was the discussion round in Mexico, right? We spoke a lot about open talent economy, on how do we make the difference. So Pontoon is doing a good job, but where do we need to go, the next 3-4 years in the open talent economy? Because the way the world is operating, it is completely changing, right from, the people, from candidates, from organizations, from skill shortages. So there is going to be a complete revamp in the way we need to operate to ensure that we are successful and we make our clients successful. That was the main agenda across, on how do we make things move in a very tight market by working together. So that was what was discussed on the open talent economy discussion, which was there. With regards to 2026, ambition for Pontoon, so we want to have a total of around 20 billion in spend in MSP and around 500,000 hires on the RXO side. So totally, we want to generate an additional revenue of close to 1 billion for the Adico Group revenues. That's the goal which we have for 2026. And I know it's a pretty uphill task, but every single drop matters. And for 2023, the priorities are in line with simplify, execute, and grow. So we want to focus on three different things here. Number one is delivery. Now, over delivery, there is going to be more emphasis on the global delivery network hubs. So as you guys know, we have around 4 global delivery network hubs. Bangalore is one, Manila is the second one, Poland is the third one, and we have one in the US. So there's going to be more focus on that. There's going to be more streamlining with regards to productivity, cross utilization, and how do we work together, how do we integrate things and stuff. So delivery is going to be the key focus through the GDNs. The second one is going to be on the digital part, where we want to ensure that we want to invest, on some fantastic tools like Phenom, which is going to be implemented. That's going to be a CRM, which is going to ensure that, the client data is pretty much usable, in the form of artificial intelligence, in the form of, machine learning and stuff. So we want to ensure that we give predictive analytics for our clients on how the market is and on how things go and stuff. So that's going to be a significant amount of investments going on the digital part. Now, the third one over here is advisory. So this is something which is new, and Pontoon is going to go into the market and sell advisory services, and they are going to be competing with the likes of Boston Consulting Group, Accenture, you name the big guns on the advisory front, they are going to go and compete with them. So what are we going to sell here? Right, so Pontoon has got some subject matter expertise when it comes to the MSP part of it, from when it comes to technology, when it comes to the total talent part of it. So a separate division is going to be created, and the focus is to ensure that we add value to our clients, and we want to ensure that we commercialize it in such a way that it turns out to be revenue for this particular division. So advisory is something which is going to get kick-started in the year 2023. So that's the update which I have, from an operations standpoint. Now, on the sales side, we had two RXOs which went live, global ones. One is Cummins, so we cover North America, South America, China, and little bit parts of EMEA. India is not part of it. And BMW again, it's a European RXO which we won, so it has gone live. On the sales pipeline front, we have Deutsche Bank early career, so which is going to come in sometime in the month of July, if I'm not wrong. So we are one of the final contestants over there, along with AMS and a couple of other players. Capgemini, APAC, so expansions and stuff is happening where we want to support, the Philippines market sitting from here in India. Then we have Biogen, which is again a pharmaceutical company, which is very well known for its cancer drugs and stuff. AGCO is a very interesting client. They are in the manufacturing part. They manufacture tractors, so that is something which is in the pipeline. And then of course we have BNY APAC expansion. So that's the quick update which I have from a pontoon standpoint. So thank you very much for giving me the time, and I'll be happy to take some questions if there is any. Thank you very much.
R&R today because we are going to cover a few things, right? We are going to cover Q4, we are going to cover January of 23 and December of 22. So we have quite some rewards and recognition. So you will help me with getting the right certificates, correct? So let's start. So first we go with Q4 2022, the best account manager for IT, and that's Rajesh Roshan from Perm Placement. Congratulations. Here you are. Just take pictures. Then best account manager non-IT, we have got Penuganda Anusha. She's not here, sorry. She's in Hyderabad, so well done Anusha, 110% of the quarterly revenue target. Next time onwards, we should make these come up one by one, otherwise. Then best account manager, we have Neha Jain from GS, also a significant number, 380 net adds in Q4, and also big quarter-on-quarter growth. So well done, Neha. Then best account manager in the branch and for key accounts is Sultan. PS, is he here? Chennai. So also lots of transfers, 160 plus transfers from quite some customers, Best Corp, Valio, Maersk, etc. So very well done. Plus collections of, he has collected over 3 crores of outstanding. So I'm sure that's very much appreciated, Sultan. Client Success Manager for Q4, Mohammad Naushad from GS, 250 plus sourcing in the last quarter. So outstandingly well done. Best Performer Business Head, Sanket. Where is he? Q4, 254 net adds in engineering. So well done. Best Principal Consultant or Team Lead for Professional Staffing, Samrendra Pratap. "65 onboardings in Q4. Well done, Samrendra. Congratulations. Here you go. Then we have Jyoti Gidda. Where is Jyoti? Come on, Jyoti. So the highest GP in Q4, 20.6 lakhs. So well done, Jyoti. Congratulations. He's taking a picture. Best Reporting Manager non-IT, Prince Jose. I'm not sure if he's in Lucknow or Pune at the moment, but Pune, well done, Prince. I'm a very disciplined guy. I follow what is written here. Best recruitment manager. So sorry. So Prince, well done, and more than 100% of the quarterly target with a revenue of 50 lakhs in the quarter. So well done. Best sales manager, Prabtej Singh, PS. I'm not sure where he is today, but 1700 plus headcount added in payroll outsourcing by him. So outstanding job, well done, from a lot of new signups. Now, best sales manager, guess who? Bharat. Well done, Bharat. $24 signups in Q4 with a gross profit of about 1.3 crores. Well done, Bharat. Then we have Ritika from General Staffing, one Tata Electronics, potential of 800 plus. Already 220 have been onboarded in Q4, and also 268 net adds with a revenue of close to 97.5 lakhs. So well done, Ritika. Then we have Nilesh from GS, also signed up 5 accounts in Q4 with 150 plus net adds. Well done, Nilesh. Then the sector leads, the 2 best sector leads for GS. Ameya, 114% achievement on the budget, so well done. Guess is in Ahmedabad, so well done. Then we have Rakesh, who leads the retail, sorry, the logistics and the telecom sector. I think outstandingly well done. It's a tough sector in Q4 because the volume goes up and the volume goes down, and that's a tough sector to manage in Q4. But we managed to keep it pretty good there. So well done, Rakesh. Best team lead is Ramya Sudha from SSC. Where is she? Is Ramya here? Not in the office? Okay. So, but well done, Ramya. Smooth transition for Tata Power Solar. I think that's, we have had quite some challenges there at the startup, but outstandingly well done in managing a smooth transition there. Leadership hiring, where's Kea? Kea. $18.3 lakhs of revenue there, so well done, Kea. Then in the support functions, Rahul from SSC. Is he here? He's not here. Also 14 onboards, lots of, with an average TAT of 22 days. Then Payal Sharma, also not here, in Mumbai. So well done. I think she has been running a lot of the talent management processes, etc. So outstanding job, Payal. Then we have Shruti. Shruti, is she here? Also in Mumbai. Also a very good performance in collection. So well done, Shruti. Then we have Naresh from the invoicing team. Where is Naresh? Well done, Naresh. Smoothing out also the invoicing process and everything. So, good job. Then we have Vivek. So, I'm not sure how many of you have seen the new Adecco India website. He has played a critical role in revamping it and also handles a lot of the incoming marketing queries and things. So, well done, Vivek. Congratulations.
Swati is also for the same.
Yeah, okay. Then we have Swati. Well done. Also does a similar role, but also does a lot of the preparation for all the stuff that you see on screens at the town halls and the kickoffs and everything. So well done. Thank you. Anish. Where is Anish? So obviously very popular. Well done. A lot of the reports that all of you see, dashboards that you see, real-time numbers that we see every day, come off him. And where's Mahesh? Is Mahesh not here today? So I think that team is instrumental, so well done. And now I'll give it to you. Outstanding job. Gopi. Where is Gopi? Gopi is not in office today. It says responsibility. Oh, he's celebrating his birthday. So let's wish Gopi a very happy birthday. I think Gopi has been one of the guys in the HR team who has taken on quite some responsibilities through the course of last year as we went through changes in the capacity in the HR team. He has been helping many of you, many of us in the organization. So very well done, Gopi. Good job. Beth Money. He's not here? Okay. So also, one of our lawyers has been doing an outstanding job in closing old litigations and things like that, but also works very close with Benos on a lot of compliance matters. So really well done. And Beth, I'll give it to you when you're here on Monday. Then we have LHH, the best delivery consultant. Shabnam Rahman, is she here? Not here. Also a lot of end-to-end CT support in Q4, excellent candidate engagement as well. Then we have Shishal Rajkumar, also end-to-end CT support in LHH in Q4. Then the best training coordinator for LHH, that's Rima Surendran, and that's again excellent. Yeah, there's an error there. It's not, we don't have coordinators for rain in this company. Yeah? We are training coordinators. Okay? We would have made a lot of money if we had training coordinators. That we don't have. But Rima, well done. Excellent coordination of training activities for LHH. That's for Q4 of last year. Now we go to December 2022. IT perm placement, best recruiters. Let's start with Lakshmi Devi. Is she here? Oh, there she is, on this side. Well done, Lakshmi. Here we are. Then we have Pritika Sharma. So, well done, Pritika, and good luck. Then we have Pawan. Two joiners for Wipro. Well done. Go. Then Pujita is not here, right? Hyderabad. Also well done again with DAZN, which is a tough set of mandates. So well done, Pujita. Then we have Jyoti Lakshmi. Okay. Also for DAZN and UST, so well done. Then best recruiters for non-IT in perm. We have Deepika for 3 joiners for Leica Digital and Air Liquide. Congratulations, Deepika. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just go through the list of names here and then we'll give them all a round of applause. Then we have Sachin Shah, also Client Pinnacle, 3 joiners. Dipali, 4 joiners for Saini Electricals, Mindsarray and Control as data centers. Rumpa Nandi for 13 joiners for Numerator India and Crane Consulting. And finally, Akshay Sawant for Client Fleet Management. So a big round of applause to all of them. Then best RCs in professional staffing for December. Nikita, is she here? No? Nikita is not here. So 7 onboards in December. So well done, Nikita. Then let's do the same thing. So then we have Jamila, 5 onboards in December. Neetu Pal with 2 onboards in December. Shinde with 3, Sandesh with 3 onboards. And Ankita Pandey with high GP and also 1 onboard in December. So well done, all of you. Then to the best individual contributors in the SSE, we have Asif Khan. Where is he? There he is. Asif, you're going to speak in Telugu? So Asif tries to speak Telugu, but it's never good.
I'll try to myself.
Well done, Asif. Good job. Then we have Vidya Gowda. Is she here? So 100% of the associates who are tagged to her have been paid on time. So fantastic job, Vidya. Well done. So I think what is commendable is we should remember that, let's take the picture first. We should remember when the SSC has a 95% on-time payout, only 17% of the input data comes on time. So this team does a remarkable job in working like crazy to actually make sure that they cover up for the delays in inputs. So outstanding job to get it to 100%. Where is Rohit? Well done. Fantastic job in the ESI cards download. So Rohit plays a critical role in actually implementing many of the technology innovations into the SSC. So well done, Rohit. Good job. Amulya, 396 offers generated in December. Where is Amulya? She around? No? Then the best CREs for GS. Then we have Muhammad Munaf, 20 open houses in December. So very well done. And then we have also Rahmatullah Patan, both of them together. Then Varun Panwar, very complicated set of 19 accounts, including 2 global accounts, GXO and Inditex. And I think well done, Varun. Big round of applause to you as well. That's December. Now we go to January. So January 23. Best CRE, Saurav from GS. Total of 119 onboards for Instacart. Then best individual contributors for the SSC again. Prakash Haldar, 140% of target achievement against January. He's not here, right? Calcutta. Yeah. Then we have Vijaya DK. She here? Yep, there she is. 96% audit scores and great turnaround for clients like Wipro. So well done, Vijaya. Congratulations. Somnath Sarkar. Where's Somnath? Yeah. So managing Ola and SRS again, very well done, Somnath. No escalations, outstanding job there. And also both getting input in time and invoice submissions, overall very well done. Then we have Rohit. Again? 2 times. So well done, Rohit. How many? 23,500 downloads, is it? Well done. Congratulations, ESI cards. So that's one of the major reasons why we get messages to the ASC. And I think by settling it this way, I think it helps substantially. Then, best recruiter for IT. Again, Pujita. She's not here. But again, 2 joiners for client dozen in January. So well done, Pujita. And then Ajay, is he here? Oh, there he is. 2 joiners for Sejan and CGI, 4.1 lakhs of billing. Well done, Ajay. Congratulations. Well done. Non-IT, best recruiters. I'll just go through the list and then we'll get there. Sahabuddin Sheikh, 5 joiners in January. Deepika Ambre, 4 joiners in January. Markanti Rameshri, 2 joiners in January. Vaishali, 2 joiners, and Rumpanandi, 8 joiners. So a big round of applause to all of them. Then best RC for in professional staffing, it's Lakshmi from PS. Is she here? No? Lakshmi, 5 onboards with a gross profit of 1,75,000. Then we have Jamila, also 5 onboards, GP of 1.2 lakhs. Neetu Pal, 4 onboards, a lakh of 10 lakhs worth of GP there. Then we have Surendra Sharma with 1 onboard. Priyanka, is Priyanka here? Also not? Also with 3 onboards, and then finally Vilas Avale with onboarded 64 and payroll 50 from general staffing. So well done to all of them. Give them a big round of applause, please. Then best senior team lead non-IT, Pallavi Kumari from PERM, 200% of the monthly target in January. Where is she based out of? Pune. Well done, Pallavi. Then the extra miler for a non-revenue generating role, Akshata from PERM. Is she here? Akshata, well done. Also does a lot of work and also very involved in info implementation. Finally, tenure, 5 years of tenure, Muhammad Umar from Pontoon. Are you here? So not?
No, Vidya, he's working from home.
He's working from home. So well done, Mohammed, and maybe next week when you're here, we'll give you the certificate. So very well done to all of you, outstanding job. So big round of applause to all the winners for this program. Okay, Q&A. Sorry. Let's start here. Who wants the mic? There are a lot of questions which are anonymous, but it would be good if some people ask questions here. Anjali, you have a question? No? Yes, Guru. Online they can't hear.
Goes to Avinash, because Avinash has pointed that he has seen a lot of resumes or data on the table, right? Do we have a facility of shredders so that we can shred it off?
Guru, first thing.
Avinash, see, when we are taking a profile, right, we have an interview. Now the candidate has been rejected. What you do with the resume, whether we'll have a locker to keep it. If I don't want that resume, right, I want to shred it off so that I can save the privacy,
Sure.
right?
There is a shredder in legal space. No, we can. I mean, see,
because the reason is that if at all it is, I've seen in the printer side, I have not seen any shredders. I'm not sure whether it is there or not, because this is the first time I'm hearing there is a shredder.
Sure.
I think fair point, Guru.
Yeah. So first, Guru, we would want to understand as to why people are printing resumes. You have a valid point. When there is interview schedule, then you print. But when there is no interview, we have a PDF file, and the client also has a PDF file, right, or a Word document. Let's try and see if we can minimize prints. But valid point. There is one available right now, and we'll look at spaces where we can provide a shredder. So we will surely consider that.
Guru, other questions? But Avinash, we also need to think about shredders for other major locations. Huh? I think that's. Other questions from on the floor? Nothing?
Should we move on to the town hall questions with it?
So there are a lot of questions online. Yeah, so I'll cover a few of them and I'll call some of my colleagues to have some of the MT members and other colleagues to answer some of them. Can we please look into some standing stations, standing workstations? I think the answer is yes. We discussed it yesterday, so we'll try to figure out at least that there are a few standing workstations. So maybe Amit, you have seen me standing and work, and that's the reason why you. Okay, very good. But we are going to, we'll try and figure it out as to how to make it work, because unfortunately not all these desks are capable for standing, but there are some options that we can think of. We can put on the desk and stand and work, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to answer a set of questions here which are around number 4, number 5, and number 6. Yeah. So these are questions which are pretty tough questions. Huh? I'll read out the questions first, so then we all know what the question is. So the first question is something around awards, about the transparency of awards and how awards are handed out. It mentions SSC, but I think it's a broader topic because I've had questions from multiple people. So let me start with the first thing. So this list that comes to me that we announce every town hall, right? There's a monthly award and a quarterly award. These are nominated by your managers. So your managers nominate these winners, and those names come to us. Now, I think it's important that when some of you believe that you are deserving of an award for what you have achieved in that month, it's good that you discuss it with your immediate manager, because that's the way this whole system works. So that's the first thing I want to clarify about these awards, the monthly awards and the quarterly awards. Then there's a second one, which are the bigger awards which we hand out at the kickoff. Yeah, there also I had multiple questions as to why certain people got awards. There it's a very different process. There your managers nominate people, but what we do is we then check that nomination with actual data from the finance team. We make the check, and when the check is good, then we proceed with that award. If that check is not good, then we go to the next name. So it's a very straightforward process, because we try to keep the award process as objective as possible. Here it comes from your direct managers, and the big awards are also nominated by your direct managers, but they're checked with actual numbers from the finance systems, and then we go on to give the awards. So I just like to create the clarity about awards. Yeah? So I hope this addresses the question of whoever wrote this question, because though it mentions SSC, it's been brought up by multiple people about awards. So that's the process we follow for awards. So that's the first thing I would like to say. Second thing is something about the workload in the SSC. Yeah? So I think many of you in the SSC know that we have been on a journey for the last 2 years where we have been working systematically on solving problems. Have we solved everything? Absolutely not. Have we begun to solve things step by step? I think the answer to that is yes. Because if you see that we can now do a significant number of onboards, and we can significantly process them through the system, and now, of course, I fully understand that in the teams of Prabhakaran and Naveen, in the payrolling, in those teams, there's a huge pile up towards the end. And I discussed, and I just mentioned it, right, when we gave out an award, that we don't get inputs in time. So it leads to a lot of pressure in those teams. We are working on solutions to address it, but it's going to take time. In the meantime, just this afternoon, I sat with the entire leadership team of the SSC to think through how are ways that we can address this issue in the medium term and the short term before we get the big solutions into place. So we will think through step by step how to continue those improvements there from an SSC perspective, around the workload perspective, which covers both 5 and 6. And to be also very clear, it's quite a tough question. No, I think we are all human beings. Yeah? It's not the intention that we want to be treated as machines. That's not the intention at all. But I also want us to remember one thing. There's a lot of work being done to ensure that we pay our associates in time. That's what this is about. So you have to remember that as well. Because when we don't catch up with this thing and pay them on time, there will be a family who doesn't get a salary on the day they expect it, and they're in trouble. So that's why we also urge you all to continue helping those families and us making these payments on time while we work on concrete solutions for it. So that's something that I would like to consistently remind you. And I would like to thank those teams, the teams which are going through that significant pressure at the moment to make sure that we make those payments to our associates every month on time. Just for all of us to know, 24 months ago, January 2021, we were at 53% on-time payout. Only half our associates got their salary on time every month. Now, we are above 90%. Sometimes we go way beyond 95. So a big round of applause to the team for doing that. So I think I would like to acknowledge that as well. And we will continue to fix these things. Then there are some other questions. Adarsh, you want to come up for some of the other questions around UAN and things? Number 9 is Raj, yeah. Number 7 is Adarsh. UN's you.
Okay. See, the point is, we do not. So where were we about 15 months back, right? I mean, we had close to about 900 to 1,000 associates who did not have a UAN number because we could not generate the UN numbers or tag the UN numbers. Which means what? Which means we're not able to ensure their social security amount is in their accounts. Now, point number 1, we sign up with all our customers for an open indemnity or open liability in terms of compliances. And therefore, if we do not do that, we are running a huge risk. And also, one of the reasons why we have a lot of PF issues in the past was because of whatever we did years ago, right? And just to give you all a statistic, out of the queries that the ASC team gets, 90% of the queries used to be PF related, and today 45% of the queries are PF related. The rest of them are something else. I mean, could be payslip, could be anything else, right? It's app related and things like that. And that's all because we are putting in certain measures to ensure that these are all controlled. Now, are there better ways or faster ways to ensure that UAN checks are done and all of that? Yes, we will do that, and we are doing that. And 2, are there minor correction cases where, you know, we can probably give a leeway by looking at it case to case and then going ahead? We are doing that as well, but we are not going to onboard at the cost of compliance. I think we are extremely clear about that as an organization, and that's a complete no-no. I hope that addresses.
Yeah, thanks. Raj, question 9. Long lead times to get pricing approvals.
All right, thank you. So what do you think is our average turnaround time? Any number? Any number? Okay, it's 5 days, right? So that's when it is 5, it's the average, right? So there'll be some which are earlier, and there are some which are happening much later, right? So the average is 5. And Prajwala is my person who handles pricing. Prajwala, why don't you identify yourself? And I should admit, she's my star, because without her, it would be even a bigger mess, okay? And sometimes I mean, I'm from manufacturing, right? So I'm also used to running these 8Ds, 10Ds, 6Ds. So when we look at these pricing requests, we have a guideline, right, on what we want to approve, right? When things fit into the guideline, it passes just with the pricing desk, right? It does not even get to the CFO's office or any higher level. So now what's happening is about at least 80% of the requests we are getting is going through the exception approval process. So which means fundamentally we have a structural issue on the kind of requests we are getting. So that's creating a bit of a bottleneck in terms of how these pricing files are getting approved. Second thing is the input data. Very often we have sketchy data, the form and the attachments do not tie, so there is a lot of data sanity that has to be done, because if we approve a pricing paper without fully understanding and validating it, we are going to be ending with an incorrect contract, right? So there are some elements that's going on there, and we'll try to start peeling out the delayed ones and try to understand what the root cause is, communicate to the respective teams and improve it. Now, if you ask me, and if 5 days is okay to me, absolutely not. So our real ambition is to get it to 24 hours to 48 hours, right? But there is work to be done, and definitely, it's never going to be happening just with the pricing desk, and we are going to need help from you also. Yeah, thank you.
Are there more questions, Kaveri?
Yeah, so most of the questions online are HR related, so maybe I'll address them to you.
Yeah, Kaveri. Jaita.
About the communication of ratings, yes, we are delayed by 2 days. So the year-end book, we closed it end of the January. And we had to look at the ratings in context of our organizational performance as well, and hence the delay. However, we have started the communication effective today. Any questions?
So there's a question from Riaz Ahmed. He says, how can we encash earned leave yearly if we have the balance?
As of today, the policy does not support it. So the answer is, as of now, it is not feasible.
Okay, then there's another question. Do we still have Fun Day Friday activities?
You want to answer, Raksha? Okay, so Aarti is here, so we're starting from next Friday. Yeah, we're starting from next Friday. Thank you, Aarti.
That's a good question, because I also had the discussion with others today. I think they do a weekly something on a rolling basis. I think it's important as leaders, when we start something like this, we consistently keep it going. Yeah, because it's not handy when you start something and you stop it. So before you start something, think hard, think long, and think good, and then start it, and then keep consistent at it. I think that's an important one.
So as of today, we don't do one activity across the organization. It is location-based, business and function-based. So yes, so I mean.
And the location managers.
Yeah, and once we identify the location managers, which we are almost at the verge of finalization, then location will definitely see more of those fun Fridays coming up.
And again, I think we should do it like how our admin team does it here, right? We said that we're going to have fruit every Friday, and it simply happens every Friday. I think that's the way we need to just be methodical in executing these things. Yeah.
Any other questions?
There's a question: why is there no reward for the number of fitments?
Number of fitment. We would consider or probably review that when we look at the award category for this year in 2023. So we'll review this.
So there's a little bit of a few feedback on the incentive policy. So this says PERM incentive policy keeps changing every now and then. Leadership should look into it as on a very serious note, as this is one of a very important motivation factor for a recruiter.
Sorry.
So it says the PERM incentive policy keeps changing every year. So you should take note, and it's a little demotivating for the recruiter.
Okay.
Last year it was a number of fitment. This year it's a number.
Now again, when we change the policy on rewards, it's always done in consultation with the leadership team of the business. So this year's recommendation to go to a GP-driven policy was from the leadership of PERM, because they felt that's a far better way to incentivize and drive performance of the team. So I think those conversations should also happen in your town halls before you come with these recommendations and we take them on. Yeah, so I think I just want to make clear also that any policy is always discussed with the respective department leads. And that's when we come back and we consolidate it into a policy. So that's something that we need to also be aware of.
So with 10 minutes past 10 time,
Yeah.
I'll just take the last two. There's a question, it says, if the recruitment manager is sitting in one place and his entire team is sitting in different places, how can he monitor the team? Already allocated place, what is the problem to change to old places to some other team? I think this is a location question for you.
No, I don't think it's a location question. I think it's a more complicated question than that, because I think I know who asked the question. No,
Anonymous, but yeah.
I know, but I know
guess-
who,
guesstimate,
I can
yeah.
figure out the concept thing. But I think that's an important discussion that we need to have, Jayita.
No,
because
it says
doesn't-
whoever comes first, they will have to sit, otherwise getting a place is also difficult. So I think this is specific to the location and not
No, but
cross.
there are two questions here,
It's all-
right?
yeah.
So for me, there's a fundamental problem if the manager of a team is not co-located with the bigger size location of where his team is there. That's a fundamental question. If the manager chooses to move, I think we need to have a discussion as to who that manager for the team has to be. That's one answer. We need to think it through very carefully. The second answer is indeed connected to location.
Okay, for the seating piece, yeah, there's a question also, third one. So what we have done is, I've not got into the detailing of who needs to sit where. I've given them a range, your leadership team, a range of seats that have been allocated for respective groups. Like I said, PS space occupies that area. This space is occupied by the perm team, and the other side is the SC team. They have a range of seats, so the leaders need to talk to each other and figure out a roster system. There are enough seats. After the seats are optimally utilized in the areas that have been allocated, in case if there are shortage of seats, there are close to 30-40 seats on an average that's available where LHH team sits and the Middle East team sits. So talk to your leadership team. In case if there is no clarity, then loop me in. I know some of you have walked up to me to understand what exactly is happening. It's been explained to your leaders. If they don't understand, feel free to walk up to me so that I can educate you guys as to what is the range and how we can work together to ensure that everyone who's coming to office has a seat. The only challenge I will tell you is, I can't get the same seat always, right? If you're walking in at 1:30 in the afternoon or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, don't expect your seat to be available every day, right? If there's a standard between your leaders, let them discuss and they'll do the allocation for you guys. Speak to your leaders is what I will say. If you have any challenges, then walk up to me.
So we'll just take one last question. It's from Sandhya Krishna Kumar. When several departments keep achieving and get rewarded in every town hall, but one particular team or vertical never is recognized at all, whereas management blames only the RC and RM performance, are they checking whether sales team is pitching to the right client for the business? A whole team cannot be a non-performance team for years, and then this is absolutely wrong with the business pitch.
Very good question. I think, I'm not sure how many times I've had this discussion with Aarti and Ramesh about this specific topic. So I think we need to dramatically change the way, especially in the IT space, that we sell. Yeah, I think there has to be a significant change. We are not going behind and getting mandates from customers who are serious about those mandates. That's one. We are oftentimes getting mandates which have been left out by every other supplier. That's two. And that ends up in the difficulty for the recruitment teams to actually fill them. I think we have made some changes in how we want to sell, whom we are placing to sell. We have made quite some changes in the course of the last couple of months. I really think that should enable us to make that difference there. That's one. Two, today when Hari was presenting, we also spoke about connecting those available CVs to customers. So that's another axis of improving the performance of the team. So was it Sandhya who asked the question?
Yes.
Sandhya. Yeah. So thank you, Sandhya, for being very sharp but also blunt about that question, because that's exactly the discussion we need to be having between delivery and sales to ensure that we get the mandates which are out there, which are in our space to actually exploit and get placements with. So thanks a lot for the question, Sandhya. So we're 15 minutes over time. It's a Friday evening. I think many people have plans for Friday evenings normally. So I would like to thank you all for the attention today. And also, let's keep it going. There's a lot of good work going on. I want you all to just continue, concentrate, and focus on that. And let's make it happen again. Thank you very much for today.
Hi everyone, I was the runner-up for 2021 CO for 1 month program, and if you are thinking of applying, let me tell you one specific reason why you should. You get to learn from the Fortune 500 CXOs of the world. Just imagine having that opportunity. Most of us start our career at the bottom where we learn everything from people. Just imagine understanding leadership decisions, being part of those discussions, and understanding strategy at a senior level for a whole company. And there is no better way to learn that through CU for 1 month. Apply today and you'll learn a lot, and it is going to be one of the most memorable experiences of your life. Thank you, and I hope to see you there.